Hey friends, welcome to the Johnson City Living Podcast, where we learn about the people, places, events, and flavors that make Johnson City probably the best place to live in the world. I'm your host, Colin Johnson, with the Colin and Carly Group and Keller Realty, and it is a beautiful July day here in Johnson City. It's as usual, the weather's a little crazy. It was thundering this morning at 7:30, which is kind of cool. So some rain's going to blow through and hopefully blow all the smoke that was here yesterday out. It was really hazy, and I've got some friends who probably saw it really hazy up in the mountains. So I'm here with Matt Sorrell and Sharon Turner with Glamping Retro. Welcome to the podcast, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Well, thanks for coming on. Okay, you guys have listened to the podcast a little bit, so you know what's coming. First thing, what do you love about Johnson City?
I'll go. So we moved from Raleigh, North Carolina about 3 years ago. And we had always said when Tara and I got married that we wanted to be in the mountains. And we didn't know where we were going to end up. But when we came and visited Tony and Sharon, after they bought in Erwin about 6 years ago, we fell in love with the area. And Johnson City, in particular, having two young kids offers us a lot to do. Mm-hmm. And with young kids, you got to have stuff to do.
You got to keep them busy.
Keeps them busy.
Idle hands. Yeah, that's great.
Well, we love the weather.
Yeah.
The most.
Where are you coming from?
Florida.
So you came from Raleigh and you're coming from...
We came from Florida.
Okay.
And the weather and the mountains just attracted us.
Yeah.
So
it's not 100 degrees every day.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
And the mosquitoes here aren't as big enough to carry your child away, but we do have mosquitoes, full disclosure. So you guys came from Florida. You came, and then I'm assuming it's like chocolate and peanut butter, and boom, you ran into each other and you made a Reese cup, and it's like called Glamping Retro. Is that how that worked pretty much? You saw each other on the street and you're like, hey. So how did Glamping Retro get going?
Okay, so how Glamping Retro got going was Matt and Tara, they would come and visit us in Raleigh. From Raleigh to Erwin.
Okay.
And they just loved it. They loved the coolness in the air in the mornings and in the evenings. And so they said, well, come up with a family business and we'll move here. So we said, are you serious? And so my husband and I came out of retirement and we started building what we call Glamping Retro, and we sat in their living room in Raleigh, North Carolina, and just came up with, we originally were going to do like a RV park.
Originally we talked about doing more of a campground type.
Yes,
okay.
RV park.
Going into an RV park, and then that changed because you guys opened up the Airbnb at your house.
Yes.
And you fell in love with that. And then we started drawing up an idea of, okay, well, what can this look like on a bigger scale? And then it went from one idea to the next idea to this idea to that idea. And I think it changed 5 or 6 times before we finally landed on what is now Glamping Retro.
That's awesome. For our listeners who might not be campers, or tell us about glamping. Like, define glamping. Tell us what it is.
So glamping is glamorous camping.
I like this. My wife is not a camper.
No.
So this is right up her
Well, a lot
alley.
of people aren't campers.
Right.
Some are, some aren't.
The Holiday
Inn's
Inn's kind of like
person.
camping for her.
Yeah.
Not like the...
So basically what it is it's glamorous camping.
Okay.
So you still get that resort style feel in the outdoors.
Nice.
So all of our places are outfitted to where we want our guests to show up and not have to really need anything. You show up with your suitcase, your clothes, and food that you want for your time there, and then everything else is provided.
Gotcha.
So it's more of a luxurious, outdoorsy camping feel.
Okay.
So that's kind of what, I'm sure there's a lot more to glamping other than that, but that's kind of how we look at it.
All right. So take me through it. I pull up in my car, grab my bags and food. That I now know there's no room service, it sounds like. So I grab my food and we hop in our camper. What kind of options are there for campers or glamping campers, glorious, whatever campers that there are? Where can we?
So we've got 9 accommodations total.
Okay.
We've got 6 luxury safari tents.
Nice.
We've got a treehouse and a couple Airstream campers.
Sweet. Those tree houses look awesome on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are neat. But actually, I think the tents are the coolest part.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the tents were never in the plan.
Okay.
So initially it was going to be all Airstreams, and then it changed to more tree houses. And then we stumbled across a company out of Knoxville that had a showroom of these tents that come from overseas.
That's awesome. Oddly, 100 miles down the road.
Yeah, exactly. So Tony's brother was visiting over there and passed by this business and said, look, y'all need to come see these tents. So we're like, okay. So we hopped in the truck, drove over to Knoxville and walked through these tents. And I think as soon as we walked through them, we were sold.
Right.
You're
like, these are awesome.
They are awesome. So it's there's military grade canvas. And like I say, they're all made from overseas.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a couple different options you can do size wise and package wise. But the options that we went with, I think, fit our business the best. So we've got 4 different size tents.
Okay.
We've got 2 that are more primitive, which sleep 2 guests and they don't have power or water. That's more for those looking for that camping experience.
There you go.
Still with a roof over your, solid roof, and
we'll put the
nice
boys in there.
twin beds,
And up on a bed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Not an air mattress.
Cots.
Not an air
We have
mattress.
cots
Exactly.
or something. Yeah.
No cots, so actually full size mattresses.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's fancy.
So, and then from there it kind of steps up. Our biggest tent sleeps 5. It's got a full bathroom in it.
Nice.
It's got power, water.
Is that like 2-bedroom or is it just one?
It's a
big room
2-bedroom with a queen size bed in one, and then twin bunks and a single twin.
still? This does sound like fancy tents.
And that's got a living room with TV and everything in it. So
There
that's
comes the
more
luxury. Here we go.
luxurious.
There we go.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
I love
And then
it.
it steps up to the treehouse, which we designed for more of a couple.
Uh-huh.
That one sleeps 2, and that's kind of got the outdoorsy retro feel to it. It's got the exposed wood ceiling. It's got some more retro touches in it, but that one's more designed for a couple.
Gotcha.
There for a honeymoon weekend or,
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then the Airstreams are Airstreams.
Oh, sweet.
They're classic. One of them has the retro feel already in it when it was purchased. And then the other Airstream was Tony and Sharon's
Oh, nice.
that we completely redid, before we opened. So we kind of opened it up and changed the feel of it a little bit. But so, yeah.
That's cool. Now tell me about the retro part. So we understand glamping. It's fancy camping or luxury camping. So tell about the retro part. Is it just Airstreams, or is it like you have like a old-timey feel, or what were you going for there?
And basically, we just wanted to use we think the retro is very fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's bright colors. It's just inviting.
Yeah.
And so we thought that would, and of course the Airstreams are retro.
Right.
So we just wanted to have that atmosphere, take it easy, the retro. So we came up with the motto. Is that what you call it?
Slogan.
Slogan.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Take
So
it
that's
easy.
in all of our units. And so.
I love it. I love it. So, all right. So we've checked in. We've figured out we took the fancy tent with the 2-bedroom probably, and we put our boys in the more rustic one. And so what are we going to do? Like that, we got there at 5. So let's say we check in around 4:00. What's the evening look like? What do you guys offer on the property? What do your guests typically do while they're staying there?
Well, we have outdoor games, cornhole,
Oh, cool. Yeah. I love cornhole.
Jenga, just a bunch of outdoor.
Uh-huh.
We also offer a wood burning fire pit that people can gather around. We have a gas fire pit that's up at the pavilion. We've got a
Nice.
whole pavilion area
Oh, sweet.
with couches and chairs, very comfy, where people can just relax and enjoy the scenery.
That's awesome.
And the cool air at night and in the morning. And then we have a couple smokeless wood burning fire pits in different areas. I don't know.
Yeah. So they just hang out on property, kind of.
Pretty much.
How big
So
is your property you have there? I mean, can people go hiking and that kind of stuff too?
16 acres total.
Nice.
But we are 1.4 miles to the Appalachian Trail.
Oh, cool.
So they can hop on the trail and hike their hearts.
Yeah. Go all the way to Maine or all the way to Georgia.
That's right.
We're kind of in the
Each their
middle.
own.
You pick which direction you want to go, north or south.
That's right.
We'll see you in about 2 months.
Yeah. But so like the cool thing about where we're at is, which there's so many hiking trails around us,
Mhm.
and there's really good hikes in Erwin, Flag Pond. We found a little local swimming hole that is not really well known.
Oh, nice.
It's not marked.
You going to tell our listeners about it right now? Like,
They can if they stay with us.
there you go.
We'll send them a message the next day, and they can go check it
I
out.
like it. I like it. That's the hook. So you heard it here. Find a local swimming hole.
Yeah.
If you
So,
stay.
but then of course, we've had guests that have stayed with us that have gone rafting and tubing with the local companies there in
Yeah.
Erwin, and we get a lot of people that love the outdoors,
Right.
and they're coming to us for that experience and everything that the area has to offer
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
So we don't get too many guests that come and stay and don't leave.
Right.
We will when it's cold,
Yeah.
or when it's rainy, but like right now is the perfect time. Most of our guests are gone first thing in the morning and they don't come back till dinner time,
Dinner time. Yeah.
so they're out exploring and seeing the area and doing the fun things.
Gotcha.
So,
And I guess in the these luxury tents and airstreams, you've got kitchens that you can make dinner, and so you bring all your food with you. And,
Yep.
Gas
now they're not
grills.
full kitchens, but they've got enough for
Yes.
people to make dinner or
Gotcha.
breakfast and stuff like that.
That's cool.
So,
Yeah. Well, what's your favorite thing about your property? What do you love, like telling people about, and just what gets you going about it?
I just love the peacefulness, the serenity of just, there's a beautiful view from
Mhm.
every angle on the property. And then the creek, Spivey Creek, runs behind all of the units, and just the sound of it.
Oh yeah, just the water.
Especially when we get lots of rain.
Uh-huh.
You can hear it from all over the property.
It's just something calming about a stream or a babbling brook, or
Yes.
it's just so peaceful.
there it
So
is.
sounds like more of a retreat area. You come and just relax and take it easy,
Yes.
and just listen, and
Exactly.
yeah.
And I think for me, it's meeting the guest.
Yeah.
Figuring out where they're from and what they're doing here. And, some people want to talk to you and spend time, and some don't.
Right.
Others just want that more seclusion. But most of our guests, I would say, are very open and welcoming, and they would spend 15, 20 minutes talking to you.
Yeah.
And I think that's the coolest part.
Yeah.
Is getting to meet the people.
What's the furthest away you've had somebody come and hang out with y'all? Do you know? Like anybody international?
No,
I don't think we've had
Not yet.
international yet.
California, I think, is the furthest
Okay.
we've had so far.
Our podcast is big in Sweden, right, Mitch? We're like, yeah. So we'll get some. No, I'm just kidding. We don't. We'll get some people from all over the globe listening. So we'll get. If you're out there in Europe and you want to come glamp,
That's
come on.
right. Come to Glamping Retro.
I
I'd
love
love
it.
to have you.
I love it. All right. So, yeah, what's the future for you? What do you guys see your event space growing into? I know you mentioned beforehand we need to talk about a wedding venue, so you can go up there and get married.
Yes.
Yeah, so that really wasn't on our radar at first.
Yeah.
It was a little bit, but not to the extent that we've kind of wanted to take the business a little bit.
Yeah.
I think we had, I don't even know how it really started, to be honest with you. I don't know if
do.
we had, okay.
Sharon's like, I do. There was one dude in a tent and another lady in another tent. They want to get married after the weekend.
Yeah,
We were just like,
exactly.
we'll do it here.
So we had what do you call them, the Kate
Social media influencer. Come
influencer,
and stay,
and she
yeah.
came and stayed, and she says, I just want to divorce my husband and get married here. And I said, wow. I said, well, you don't have to divorce your husband. You can just have,
Let's get
a 5-year or 10-year,
Yeah.
A
Renew your
recommitment
vows,
ceremony.
whatever you
Let's
wanna
get
do.
remarried up here on the. Yeah, there you go.
And so that kind of sparked it. And I said,
Good
really?
job, Sharon. That was smart. Instead of her having to go find another dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Well,
like
she
that.
wanted to remarry him again.
Oh, okay,
So that
good.
was a good
Yeah.
thing.
There
But,
you go.
I said, no need for divorce. And so we said, you think this would be, and then she said, I just love it. She said, I wish something like this would have been available for us
Yeah.
when we got married. And she said, where you can come in and enjoy your whole family for the weekend,
Right.
or, a couple days or however long you want to stay. And so our packages are, weekends, or 2 days,
Uh-huh.
that you can enjoy your family and your
And so the family
friends.
basically takes over the whole, like all of the tents and everything.
Yeah.
Correct.
And so you
Correct.
got like
Yeah.
wedding party there, and you do it all.
Yeah.
Right.
And do you have like a beautiful vista where people are getting married on top of, or is it like at the pavilion, or what do you typically
So
do?
we've got the 2,000 square foot covered pavilion.
Yep.
Mhm.
But we've got numerous spots throughout the property that brides that have come and looked at it have said, "Ooh, I want to get married here."
Right.
And it's places we would never think of.
Right.
Yeah.
In a
Let's get
treehouse?
married out in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
You
can
know?
do it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, so we,
Right now, they're building 1,000 square foot
Yep.
Deck that's right on the creek,
Oh, cool.
and we're gonna have lights through the trees, and
Oh,
it'll
that'll
just
be
be
pretty.
beautiful. And they can use that for their ceremony. They can use it for cocktail hour. They can use it for first look,
Yeah.
last dance, whatever
Aw.
whatever
Mhm.
they envision for their day.
Yeah. Well, okay, we've got some, let's say we've got somebody who's just engaged now. How far out do they need to look to contact you all? Because I'm guessing if you get the whole mountain, you got to plan out a little bit.
Yeah. So it's not really, I mean, for us just getting started,
Right.
we've still got some availability.
Okay.
I don't necessarily know if it's more of an us problem. It's more finding everybody else that they need.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
I feel like if you're trying to get married within 6 months from now,
Right.
I think you'd have a difficult time.
Isn't that crazy?
It is.
Yeah.
Trying to find photographers and wedding planners and everybody that comes with a wedding. It's a lot.
I think that's
It's
a new
lot.
business, Matt. Speed weddings.
I think it could
We can
be.
get you married in under 2 months.
I think it could be.
Why wait around? Why wait a year? You guys are in love.
Exactly.
Let's go.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but we've got, being our first full season this year and not really starting to market for weddings until this year.
Yeah.
We've got 6 on the books for this year.
Awesome.
Our first one is next month.
Mhm.
And then next year we've got 8 lined up, I think, and we've got 3 or 4 more
That's
that look
awesome.
real promising.
Yeah.
So I think for us being a seasonal business, shutting down in the wintertime.
Okay. So
Um,
when do you guys shut the doors? Like you can't come.
So our opening and closing dates will be about the same time every year, but we're looking like end of March, 1st of April to open.
Okay.
And then we'll shut down the weekend before Thanksgiving
Okay.
every year.
That's smart.
Yeah.
And then you head to Florida, Sharon?
Yeah.
Nice. I like it.
We all probably will.
We're like, we're tired of
Yeah,
this. We're going to go glamp in Florida.
exactly. Because it is 7 days a week.
It's nonstop, man.
You
If you
know?
live on the property and you're a, entrepreneur, it's nonstop.
We don't live on the property, but we feel like we live
We
on the
feel like
property.
Yeah, you'd
some
probably be
days.
Yeah.
better off if you did. You just kind
Yeah.
of walk out and be like, okay. yeah,
Exactly.
Now I got to drive back up there.
Yeah.
Tell us about Spivey Mountain. That's
Nice-
where you guys are located, right?
Nice curvy roads and beautiful. You pass by beautiful creeks, and right now all the rhododendrons are in
Oh,
bloom, and
yeah.
so you see them all as you're driving up the mountain. Very windy, but beautiful,
yeah.
and
It's a very easy, windy drive.
yes, very easy.
Very
and we
easy
have a
windy.
brand new paved road that they did for us, and then we
Right
have
before we open.
right before we opened, they also
like,
did
Thank you very much, Newport
fiber
County.
optic.
What?
Yes, right at the top of
So we
Spivey
got
Mountain.
Wi-Fi in our
We got
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. Yeah.
That's something that's, you
We
got to
totally got blessed.
That's
We did.
awesome. That is really
Yes,
cool.
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. So tell us some of the difficulties in your, like, starting a business like this. If I've got anybody else listening and they're like, oh, we've got a great mountain in our backyard. We want to start. So maybe you guys can help another entrepreneur, like, overcome some of those obstacles early. What were some of the toughest things that you came in, you had to deal with? And then,
Well, I think for us, we were kind of a unique situation too. I mean, being strictly a family business,
right.
As a startup family business, everybody's kind of got a difference of opinion on a lot of things. So, working through that and the struggles that come with that.
Yes.
But we got through it.
Mhm.
I think it's patience.
Okay.
You know, I think once you open, especially like for us, we knew what the potential was, you know, for us in the future, but we
Right.
wanted it immediate,
Right.
you know, and it's like, well, heck, why aren't people coming? You
Yeah.
know, and they were coming, but not like we wanted them to come.
Right.
So I think it was just the patient side of it, and it's still being patient.
Yeah.
You know, business has picked up quite a bit for us, which we're very grateful for,
Mhm.
but it's still being patient.
How are you obtaining business? Is it all via social media now? And
Right now, it's Airbnb
okay,
and then social media.
gotcha. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And social media has been really, really good.
Yeah, especially if you
Yes.
have an influencer
Yes.
come and they've got
Yeah.
a few
Yeah,
million followers or
we've had
whatever.
a couple influencers come out, and then even local photographers, and they'll come out and set up for like a wedding, mock wedding,
Uh-huh.
and so our local photographers and just a lot of local people too that love the concept and want to help out.
Yeah.
So it's been great.
Right.
People are good around here.
Well, that's what I hear over and over and over was
Yes.
what people love about our area is the people.
The people.
And yeah, and so we love helping each other, and it's cool to hear that over and over from different people. Like we just want to jump in and pile in and help you however we can. Throw you on a podcast and talk
There you
about
go.
your business.
That's right.
And yeah, so how can our listeners find you guys?
So probably the easiest way would be social media.
Okay, so like on Instagram,
Instagram, Facebook. We don't do Twitter. We did TikTok for a little bit, but that was something completely new to all of us. And
Yeah.
it's like, let's just stick to what we know, you know? So, but my wife, Tara, Tony and Sharon's daughter, she does 95% of the social media, and
Nice.
she kills it.
Really?
She does a really good job. She's got an eye for it. She's
That's
got
great.
a knack for it.
Yeah.
She's done really good with it.
Cool.
And the response that we've gotten from, people following us and commenting and liking and, I want to come stay. And, it's been great.
That's awesome.
It's been great. So that's probably the easiest way to find us.
Okay.
You can find us on our website. It's just glampingretro.com. It's
Nice.
very simple.
That's easy.
We're getting ready to go live with a direct booking site too through our website.
Nice.
Which is another avenue for people to book with us instead of, going through the Airbnb platform. And
right.
So that's another avenue. And on our website, we've got some wedding information as well. So there's a form to fill out, you can inquire, and then we'll send all the information to you.
Okay.
So there's a lot of information on our website. It shows each of our spaces, kind of what's included.
What the fees are, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ballpark it for me. What's a night in one of the nice tents? Like right now.
So the biggest tent is the most expensive, which sleeps 5. I think that one ranges from 175 to 275.
Okay. Yeah.
And it kind of steps down from there.
It's not bad because it's
No,
like
it's
a
not
suite.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up in the
Yeah.
your own little suite up in the mountains.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's not bad at all. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, we feel like there's a lot of other glamping businesses in the area, some in Weaverville, there's one in Asheville. And when we were looking at it too, we were trying to figure out, okay, what do we charge?
Right.
Like how do we do this?
Right.
And you look at all these other places and it's like, I wouldn't spend that to go stay there.
Right.
I mean, you're sleeping in a 1960s camper. I'm not going to spend this much money,
That's more retro than glamping.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So our goal all along was to make sure that it was affordable, and not make it just where it's, I can't go stay there. We still want people to come and stay and not feel like they're, breaking the bank to do it.
Right.
To still give them that weekend experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
That's exciting. I'm
Yeah.
excited I want to come check it out now.
you should.
You guys should come. If you're listening, let's go check it out together. Let's go
For
up
sure.
there and see it. What do you see the future of it being? Are you going to grow it and like add more tents and more maybe yurts in the future? Or you think you kind of are at capacity and you just want to manage what you've got?
Yeah, I think we're pretty much at capacity.
Okay.
We'd like to keep it small and quaint, and we do get. I mean, we might in the future add a few more. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But we're getting a lot of inquiries about groups. People love to come in
Sure.
groups.
Yeah.
girls' weekend. We had 16 women from Boca Raton, Florida, came in, and
Oh,
they
wow.
went whitewater rafting, and
Oh, wow.
they just had a blast. And
Mhm.
so we're getting church groups and
Business meetings.
business
and-
meetings, and they just want to rent the whole facility too,
Sure, yeah.
and have like a business retreat
Right.
for their employees.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of options.
There are tons of options, aren't there?
Yes,
It's just
yeah.
cool how stuff takes off. And
Yeah.
like you said, the first thing you were thinking, it's not the same as what you've got now, right?
Right.
It's the ideas continue.
Well, it's evolved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
definitely evolved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it'll
And it'll-
continue.
exactly. That's
Yeah.
what I was going to say.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, we need to be offering s'mores every night, or whatever it is. Or let's
Yeah.
build a sauna on the property and have like
Exactly.
an ice plunge and all that fun stuff.
Well, we've had wild dreams, and that's what they are, is they're dreams. But there's been ideas that we've thrown around, like ATV tours and stuff like that. Turning a barn into a corner store.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff
That'd be
like that.
cool.
So if it happens, I don't know.
Right.
I mean, it might. We're still trying to
But
get
then we
everything.
say, well, do we really want to work that much?
Right.
Exactly.
Maybe partner with somebody and have a little
Exactly.
restaurant on site.
There's
and
only
they-
so much time
Yeah.
in a day.
Right. You can only do so much, and you can work
Exactly.
yourself to death. And
So,
especially if
yeah.
you've got two little ones, you want to
Yeah.
make sure you're investing in them pretty heavily too. So.
Yeah.
What else do you guys want to share about your spot? Anything that we didn't talk about or ask about?
I think we covered it.
I think we covered a lot of it. Yeah. I
Well,
really do.
thanks again, you guys. Thanks for coming on, and I'm excited to
Thanks for
see
having
this
us.
space. I think it's going to be. I'm envisioning it in my head. I haven't seen anything about it, so I need to get on social media. I'm not like Tara and on there all the time. I need to be, but I'm looking forward to checking it out. So, and I hope our listeners are as well. I think you guys need to go check it out because it sounds like just a really wonderful spot. And so, get online, rent it out for your whole family. Get married there if you want.
Yes.
Yeah.
Matt said he could do it in under 2 months.
That's right. Nuts and bolts, the whole thing.
Nuts and bolts. We'll take care of it all. Yeah. Mitch will come marry you up on the top of the mountain. It'll
There
be
you
great.
go.
Till next time, I'm Colin Johnson with the Colin and Carly Group and Keller Williams Realty. Again, if you want to move here and meet these lovely people, I'd love to help you do that. If you're interested in selling your house, now's the perfect time. People are paying way over list price for houses, so call me and we'll try and get you $1 million for your little house. And if you're interested in investing, we love helping people build wealth through investing as well, and we do a lot of property management for people too. So I would just love to connect with you and help you however I can, whatever that looks like. So just reach out. I can connect you with Matt and Sharon directly, and you can go hang out in the mountains with them and just have a wonderful weekend. So thanks again, and look forward to seeing you soon.